of the Indian Navy and its Eastern Naval Command.
Hello and welcome. We're live from New Delhi. You're watching DD India, India's voice to the world. This is Express News. I'm Abhishek Mahajan. Let's start with the top story. India's Prime Minister Narendra Modi visited Jammu in the Union Territory of Jammu and Kashmir on Tuesday. PM Modi laid the foundation stones of multiple development projects worth around $4 billion in Jammu. The projects related to several sectors including health, education, rail, road, aviation, petroleum, civic infrastructure, among others. Prime Minister Modi also dedicated to the nation various rail projects in Jammu and Kashmir, including the new rail line between Banihal Khari, Sumbar, Sandalgan. Prime Minister Modi also flagged off the first electric train in the valley and also the train service between Sangaldan Station and Baramulla Station. The Indian Prime Minister also distributed appointment letters to about 1,500 new government recruits of Jammu and Kashmir. Prime Minister Modi also interacted with beneficiaries of various government schemes as part of the Viksit Bharat, Viksit Jammu program in Jammu. Addressing the public gathering in Jammu, Prime Minister Narendra Modi said that love of the people of Kashmir is a great blessing for all of us. Prime Minister Modi also said that to develop Jammu and Kashmir, government's major focus is on the poor, farmers, youth and women empowerment in the region. While addressing the gathering, Jammu and Kashmir LG Manoj Sinha said that under the leadership of Prime Minister Narendra Modi, incidents of terrorism have been reduced by 75% in Jammu and Kashmir. India's Vice President Jagdeep Dhankar attended the 37th convocation of Indira Gandhi National Open University in New Delhi on Tuesday. Addressing the gathering, the Vice President highlights the importance of the convocation ceremony in the students' life. India's Vice President also attended an event celebrating the 38th Statehood Day of Northeastern State Arunachal Pradesh in Itanagar. Sweden, Latvia and Greece's foreign ministers arrived in India's national capital for the Raisina dialogue from February 21st to 23rd. Poland's Secretary of State Ladislaw Bartowski said that Poland wants India to play a role in world affairs as Warsaw would like to have closer cooperation with New Delhi. The second CII India-Europe Business and Sustainability Conclave started in New Delhi on Tuesday. It aims at putting forward business perspectives and priorities. The event was addressed by the Deputy Minister of Foreign Affairs for the Hellenic Republic. He called for further strengthening business ties between India and Greece. India has contributed an additional $1 million to the IBSA fund, bolstering South-South cooperation. During his official visit to India for Milan exercise, Chief of the Royal New Zealand Navy Rear Admiral David Proctor laid a wreath at the National War Memorial in New Delhi. He also received the Guard of Honor. The Unique Identification Authority of India on Monday countered West Bengal Chief Minister Mamata Banerjee's allegation that Aadhaar cards of people from a section of society have been deactivated, stating that no Aadhaar number has been cancelled. India's Commerce Minister Piyush Goyal held discussion with United States Deputy Secretary of State for Management and Resources Richard Verma in New Delhi. The discussions held to further strengthen India-US trade and investment ties to explore new opportunities for greater collaboration and growth. The Indian markets ended in green on Tuesday. Sensex climbed 349.24 points to settle at 73,057.40 points, while Nifty was up 74.70 points to 22,197 points. Indian rupee rises 5 paise to close at 82.96 against the US dollar. Gold future maturing on 5th April stood at Rs 62,155 per 10 grams on Multi-Commodity Exchange of India Limited. Silver futures maturing on 5th March stood at Rs 71,344 per kg on the MCX. Asian stocks were restricted to tight ranges amidst a muted start on Tuesday as investors await fresh mood lifters after China's efforts to support its property markets failed to attract investors. Australian stocks fell, weighed down by BHP Group after the miner missed profit estimates, while Japan's stocks advanced slightly. Oil prices edged lower on Tuesday but remained near three-week highs amid Middle East tensions. Brent futures dipped 0.35% to $83.27. California experienced heavy rainstorms from another atmospheric river, causing flood and mudslide risk. Experts believe the state is unlikely to experience damage like the recent one, which caused up to a year's worth of precipitation, knocked out power to nearly 1 million customers and killed almost 9 people. A video shared by the Montecito Fire Department showed a swollen San Isidro Creek and flooded roads caused by a storm system. As per local officials, a landslide caused by heavy snowfall in the Afghan town of Mokani in Nurgaram on Sunday killed at least 25 people and injured several others. According to Bayan Nuristan Province's Chief of Communication and Culture, an emergency team had been dispatched to rescue people trapped beneath the rubble and more than 25 homes were damaged. The southern region of Vietnam is seeing intense hot weather with a surge in temperatures. In Ho Chi Minh City, the temperatures exceeded 35 degrees Celsius. Insulation foam installed on the warehouse's roof, the hot air still pours down. Brazil's Sao Paulo was battered by heavy rainfall and strong winds on Sunday, with the downpours triggering flooding in the city. Temperatures in Tokyo are forecast to plunge rapidly later in the week. Flooding affected at least 23 blocks in the urban area. The western part of the city experienced severe transportation issues as several sections of subway lines were submerged. Tokyo experienced unusually warm weather on Tuesday, with Japan's meteorological agency recording a high of 23.7 degrees Celsius. South Korea urged training doctors to return to work after more than 6,000 of them submitted resignations in protest of government admitting more students into medical schools. South Korean patients said they were worried over delays in treatment after thousands of trainee doctors resigned to protest against the government. South Korean President Yoon Suk-yeol said increase of medical school enrollment quotas cannot be delayed. Polish farmers have planned to block all border crossings with Ukraine from Tuesday, thereby potentially halting the movement of essential supplies. Hundreds of Czech farmers drove their tractors into capital Prague, joining protests against high energy costs, stifling bureaucracy and the European Union's Green Deal. Farmers in Greece are also preparing to converge in a convoy of tractors towards the capital Athens and will stage a protest outside the country's parliament. US President Joe Biden termed NATO critical to country's survival. He said, as long as there is NATO, there are allies of the US. US President also said he was willing to meet with the House of Representatives Speaker Mike Johnson to discuss a funding bill for Ukraine, saying Republicans were making a mistake by opposing the package. Russia's Foreign Minister Sergei Lavrov kicked off his Latin America tour on Monday with a one-day visit to Cuba. Russia said a medical investigation is being conducted into the death of Alexei Navalny. Ukraine's military took up new defensive positions in the east after retreating from the captured town of Avdiivka and were repelling Russian attempts to develop the offensive thrust. Russia condemned Ukrainian government for what it claimed were terrorist attacks against civilians, citing the recent shelling in Lysychansk and strikes on Belgorod. The Russian army struck Ukrainian electronic warfare stations, air defense systems and other facilities and intercepted several Ukrainian rockets and drones. Russia said Ukrainian forces used US-made chemical ammunition in its attacks against Russian troops. Russia's Federal Security Service detained a woman with dual Russian-US citizenship on suspicion of treason for raising funds for Ukraine's armed forces. Ukrainian Air Force and missile units conducted strikes on Russian command posts, ammunition depots and other facilities and shot down Russian fighter jets. Ukraine's Zelensky said Russia was exploiting delays in aid to Ukraine and the situation in areas where Moscow's troops are concentrated was extremely difficult. Canada will be donating more than 800 Sky Ranger R-70 multi-mission unmanned aerial systems to Ukraine. Sweden will donate military aid to Ukraine worth some $682 million, including transfer of equipment and fresh cash for arms procurement. IDF chief said Israeli forces struck weapon depots near Sidon in southern Lebanon in response to a drone launched by Hezbollah. The Israeli military released footage that showed Israeli women and her two small children being moved by Hamas in Gaza shortly after the family was kidnapped on October 7th. The Israeli army released a video of what it says were Israeli strikes on Hezbollah infrastructure in southern Lebanon. Brazil's foreign ministry summoned Israel's ambassador for a meeting in Rio de Janeiro amid a diplomatic rift between the two countries. EU's top diplomat Josep Borrell said 26 of 27 members agreed to a statement warning against any attack on Rafah and calling for an immediate humanitarian pause in Gaza. Yemen's Houthis targeted the Rubimar cargo ship in the Gulf of Aden and the vessel was at risk of sinking, however added that the crew was safe. Yemen's Houthi also attacked two US ships, Sea Champion and Navis Fortuna, in the Gulf of Aden. Houthis also released a video showing downing of a US MQ-9 drone near the Red Sea port city of Hodeidah. EU said it has launched a naval mission in the Red Sea and the Gulf regions to safeguard its commercial and security interests. UN's Armed International Atomic Energy Agency's chief said that he will pay a visit to Iran next month as the country has failed to end its nuclear enrichment activity. Amidst the ongoing China-Taiwan tensions, Taiwan said boarding of Taiwanese tourist boat by China's Coast Guard triggered panic among Taiwan's people. Australia said it would inject an additional $7.25 billion over the next decade in defense for the accelerated delivery of the Navy's future surface combatant fleet and expand the country's shipbuilding industry. UK Prime Minister Rishi Sunak has implemented a ban on mobile phones in schools across England. Sunak announced the ban via a video message. British Foreign Minister David Cameron vowed to support the wishes of the Falkland Islands to remain British following Argentina's renewed attempts to revive negotiations over the island's sovereignty. UN said it will begin consultations on the appointment of a UN envoy to coordinate engagement between Afghanistan's Taliban government and the international community. Smoke and flames engulfed the roofs of at least two buildings during a fire in U.S. state of Philadelphia. The fire started in a building on one block and spread to a neighboring four-story building. Aircraft aerobatics filled Singapore's skies on the opening day of Asia's biggest aviation gathering, with over 1,000 companies from more than 50 countries participating. India's Sarang team will also perform a 4-helicopter display in Singapore's air show. Farmers resumed the production in the Brazilian state of Amazonas after a severe drought in the Brazilian state. Almost 1,000 people participated in the annual Copenhagen Light Festival, a 7.7-kilometer run through the city wearing battery-powered LED light chains. Burberry's creative director Daniel Lee showcased his third brief at London Fashion Week, celebrating its 40th anniversary. The event was set in Victoria Park. Bollywood actress Kiara Advani to be part of Dawn 3. The shooting is reportedly set to begin in August this year. The The makers of Operation Valentine released the film's trailer on Tuesday. Shot in both Telugu and Hindi, the movie is inspired by true events. Indian actress Huma Qureshi is back with Maharani 3. Makers released the highly anticipated trailer for the third season of this political drama series. Indian actor Shah Rukh Khan is all set to be back as Pathan, as Aditya Chopra locked Pathan 2 as the 8th film of his ambitiously crafted spy universe. Indian actor Ajay Devgan and R. Madhavan revealed their first look on social media from the upcoming psychological thriller Shaitan. South Indian actor Dhanush's second directorial project D50 will now officially be known as Ryan. His first look poster from the film has also been released. The Cinema for Peace Gala was attended by various actors and activists. The event aims to foster change through film and raise awareness for humanitarian causes. South Korean actress Go Min-se is set to make a reality show comeback as she joins the cast of Kitchen 2, a South Korean food adventure variety show. French director Claire Berger presented her new film Longue Entre Guillemets at the Berlinale. It is one of the 20 films in competition for the prestigious Golden Bear Trophy. BTS J-Hope announces his latest album Hope on the Street Volume 1 to debut in March, featuring a star-studded lineup including Jungkook and Yoon Mirai. Sports now. Anush Agarwal obtains India's first quota in equestrian for Paris 2024 Olympics in dressage. He previously won individual bronze medal in dressage at the 2023 Asian Games. The Indian men's hockey team on Monday defeated Spain 8-7 via penalty shootout in an FIH Pro League match. Gulveer Singh fetches India's 4th gold medal in the Asian Indoor Athletics Championships as he wins the 3,000-meter final race on the concluding day of competitions in Tehran. Batter KL Rahul, who missed the second and third tests due to right quadriceps soreness, is expected to return for the fourth test against England, which starts in Ranchi on February 23rd. Sri Lanka defeats Afghanistan by 72 runs in the second T20I on Monday in Dambulla, taking an unassailable 2-0 lead in the 3-day match series. Sri Lankan spinner Wanindu Hasaranga becomes the second Sri Lankan to take 100 T20I wickets. The Serie A club confirmed on Monday that Napoli appoints Francesco Calzona as caretaker coach until the end of the season, following the discharge of Walter Mazzarri. Crystal Palace on Monday named Austrian Oliver Glasner as the new manager to replace Roy Hodgson. Glasner's first game will be on Saturday. Top seed Taylor Fritz beats his fellow American Tommy Paul to lift his Delray Beach Open title on Monday. Fritz has now won 6 consecutive ATP Tour finals. Reigning two-time champion Francesco Bagnaia finished day 1 of MotoGP testing as the quickest at the Lusail International Circuit in Qatar. Alright, that's all for this edition of Express News. But do let us know your thoughts on the news of the day. You can connect with us on Facebook, X, formerly Twitter and Instagram. We'll be back with more news as it breaks here on DD India. I'm Abhishek Mahajan. From all of us here in Delhi, thanks for watching DD India.